It was meant to be a simple night, just dinner with friends, laughter, and a chance to reconnect. My husband, Daniel, had returned from a long business trip, and I hoped the evening would help bridge the quiet distance that had grown between us. I never imagined that one uninvited guest would destroy everything. Ryan showed up out of nowhere, my secret lover, confident, unpredictable, and dangerously impulsive, the very qualities that had once thrilled me. We had sworn to keep our affair hidden, but something in his expression that night felt different. His gaze followed me everywhere, sharp with jealousy each time Daniel's hand brushed mine. I tried to pretend it was fine, that the tension wasn't thick enough to choke on, but my heart was pounding beneath my calm smile. Daniel spoke animatedly, sharing stories from his trip, laughing easily with everyone at the table. He looked happy to be home, and for a brief moment, guilt pricked at my chest. Then, in front of everyone, he reached for my hand, his thumb gently brushing my skin. "I missed you more than I expected," he said with a quiet sincerity that made my throat tighten. That was when everything spiraled. Ryan's chair screeched as he stood. His voice cut through the room like a blade. "You don't deserve her." The chatter stopped instantly. Before anyone could react, his hand flew, striking Daniel hard across the face. The sharp crack echoed through the restaurant. Glasses trembled on the table. My breath caught. Daniel stumbled back, stunned. All eyes turned to us. My secret, our secret, was seconds away from unraveling. Ryan's chest heaved, his voice shaking with fury and heartbreak. "How long are you going to lie?" he shouted at me. "Tell him the truth." The room filled with whispers. My friends stared. Our neighbors gawked. The weight of every stare burned my skin. I could barely breathe. Daniel turned slowly toward me, his expression unreadable. "What truth?" he asked, voice calm in a way that terrified me more than anger ever could. I opened my mouth, but no words came. Ryan's voice broke. "Tell him you've been with me. Tell him what you told me about your marriage." A collective gasp rippled through the room. The air felt electric, charged with disbelief. Daniel's face drained of color as realization dawned. "Is it true?" he asked. His tone was quiet, almost gentle, but the pain behind it was unbearable. I couldn't answer. My silence told him everything. He took a long, steady breath, then looked straight at Ryan. "You just made the biggest mistake of your life." Instead of fighting back, Daniel calmly pulled out his phone and made a call. Minutes later, 2 security guards appeared. Ryan tried to reach me, shouting my name, but they dragged him out as the entire restaurant watched in stunned silence. Daniel didn't yell. He didn't even look at me. He simply said to everyone, "Dinner's over." Then he walked out, leaving me standing there, surrounded by whispers and shame. I chased after him, begging him to listen, but he didn't stop. That night, he never came home. The next morning, I found a note on the dining table. Just one short line. "You've made your choice." I hope he was worth it. I read it over and over until the letters blurred through my tears. I called him, but his number was blocked. I tried Ryan, no answer. Hours later, I found out why. He'd been arrested. Daniel had pressed charges for assault and defamation, using the restaurant security footage as evidence. The man who claimed to fight for me was now behind bars, and the man I betrayed had erased me from his life. Within days, divorce papers followed. Daniel moved out quietly, leaving no trace behind. Everyone knew what happened. My private shame became public gossip. The love I thought I controlled had devoured everything in its path. My marriage, my affair, my dignity. All it took was one impulsive moment, one slap for my world to collapse. I thought I was choosing passion, but all I found was ruin. In the end, I didn't just lose 2 men, I lost myself.